Hello everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to continue to dive into how do I make a coffee taste better, even though we have no control over the roast. So in the previous three videos, we've been trying to reduce the water temperature. And from the last video that I have made, we have reduced the temperature to 90 degrees. Today we're going to keep the temperature at 90 degrees. But in the previous three videos, we've been doing a dose of 20 grams of coffee to 200 grams of water. So we are actually looking at the beans to water ratio. So today we're going to reduce, or we're going to increase the ratio. Instead of 1:15, today we're going to increase it to 1:16.67, which is around 18 grams of coffee to 200 grams of water. So we're going to increase the ratio slightly so that from this test, we will be able to see whether by keeping the grind setting the same, by the brew temperature the same, the brewing technique the same, everything else kept constant, by reducing the dosage and increase the ratio, we see whether this will improve the taste of the coffee and to remove the bitter aftertaste at the back. So let's get started. So we'll still be using the coffee from Galaxy Coffee. Right, again, this is the coffee gifted to me, I think 2 weeks ago. Oh, still smells amazing. So we're going to measure 18 grams of coffee. Let's use a scoop. Right, that's 18 grams of coffee, 18.1, it's around there. Right, so again, we're still going to use the DF64 Generation 2. Right, so it's a very reliable grinder. And some of my viewers asked me how about using the Time Sculptor 78S. I'm going to try it the next time once I'm done with the same setting, the same grinders, and in the same setting as one factor is changing. At least I have some control and I have something that I can vary to really pinpoint to how I can improve the taste so that I do not vary too many variables. So this grinder, I'm definitely going to move it. So after I'm done with the test today, probably I'm going to switch grinder to see whether it's actually the Burrs set that's actually causing the taste. But anyway, just for you, if you're first time watching this, right, this grinder is the DF64 Generation 1. I believe it's the version 4 with dual layer with declumper, but the stock Burrs has been switched out to the SSP Casper Lab Suite version 2. So that is the some of the background you should know before you watch this video. So let's turn on the grinder. Currently the grind setting is at 75, I believe. Yep, it's at 75. The smell is amazing. Okay, let's do a weigh to see whether we are getting 18.1 gram, which is exactly what we have dosed in and exactly what we have dosed out. So truly, this is truly a almost zero retention grinder. And for the dripper, we're still going to use the dripper that we have been using for the past three videos, which is the ceramic dripper from CT62. Right, you can see this is a very low bypass kind of dripper, very beautifully made. Right, it's ceramic. You can see that the once I wet the filter paper is going to it's going to stick onto the wall very tightly. So this is a very low bypass kind of dripper. So let's do that. Right, and I'm going to show you once again how I do the filter paper. How do I prep it? So usually we do it this way, and then the usual practice is use a kettle to rinse it with water, but I don't really do that. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Right, so very simple, just some water, and then you start to move. Push out the air bubbles if you can. It's not necessary. Right, so you can see how well the filter paper has adhered to the wall. Right, so let's heat up good ceramic. Currently my brew temperature is at 90 degrees Celsius. Give it a good rinse. Let's pour away the excess water. Right, the water temperature is at 90 degrees Celsius. So let's do the pouring. So first thing, similarly, is 50 grams of water. You have to really control the way that you disturb the bed. Try not to disturb too vigorously. Right, let it bloom for about 40 seconds. Right, next stage is 80 grams of water. See the advantage of using a gooseneck kettle so that you are able to control the stream of water. Alright, so 50 plus 80, that's how we end up with 130 grams of water. We're going to let the water flow down a little bit, and then we're going to add another 80 grams of water. You can see that my focus of the pour tends to be near the center. I will be moving my spout around at the side, but I will end up at the center. And you can see how I control the stream of water that's going in, at the same time allowing the water to go to filter out, so that I do not flood my coffee as much. Right, it's 210, and then the last pour, it will always be 90 grams. So it's a very simple recipe. 50 grams of water for the bloom, for the first stage, and then subsequently 3 separate pours. That's my preferred way of doing my drip coffee. So 80, 80, 90. Right, let's continue to pour the last one. You can see that because we are using less coffee, right, this is going to be, the entire brew time is going to finish slightly faster than around 3.5 minutes in my previous two. So this is going to go all the way up to 300 grams of water. Right, 300 grams. And then I'm just going to let the entire water drain out, and then we're going to taste the coffee. By the way, in the previous video, the taste of the Alishan coffee from Taiwan still tastes a little bit bitter finishing at the end as the coffee cools down. So the bitter aftertaste is consistently there, existing when it's hot and when it's cold. Right, so it's about 3 minutes 30 seconds. I think the drawn down time is about the same. Right, so let's proceed to taste this coffee. Right, so let's give it a try. This is the best coffee from the Alisan coffee that I've tasted so far. So by lowering the dosage, the bitterness is almost gone completely. So what's remaining is very, very juicy. It's very clean. The sweetness is very, 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 very high for this coffee. Definitely, I can taste the orange peel. The tangerine citrus kind of tasting note is definitely there. It's very sweet. Acidity is very pleasant. It's very pleasant, but it's not very high. But the bitterness is almost gone. So now I've eliminated the factors. This is we can actually mitigate most of the flavor as long as the roasting defects is not too apparent or clear. So all these can be corrected by brew methods. And brew methods including brewing temperature, including your grind setting, including your brew ratios. So these three, if you correct these three factors, if you manage these three factors well, you're going to get a very, very good cup of coffee. So I think that's what we have achieved today. So the next step we're going to move on is to test the grinder, right? To see how the taste can be different or similar. I do not know. Usually it's very different because the burrs geometry for the Time Sculptor 70S is very different from the SSB Casper, right? So it's going to be very interesting, and this is what I'm going to continue to do, right? I will be doing less of a product review. I'll be doing more of a brewing technique, appreciate to taste, appreciate to roast, and things like that. I hope you like my videos, even though my videos have not been getting a lot of views, but it's okay. It charts my journey on how I actually grow in the coffee, right? So and I have very exciting things coming in. I think one of my Australian friend is going to send me some coffee cherries, right? So I'm going to try to plant them in Singapore to see whether I can harvest them 3 years later. It's exciting, right? So stay tuned for the next video. This is CY. Thanks for joining. I'll see you very soon.